Thank you for joining us for the Barbados Today evening news for Thursday, July 6. I am Mary-Claire Williams. We begin with news that shop stewards from the island's major trade unions are meeting at this hour to discuss their response to government's austerity measures. The talks, being held at the headquarters of the Barbados Workers' Union, come on the heels of the implementation of the increase in the National Social Responsibility Levy this month. The unions represented are the Barbados Union of Teachers, the Barbados Secondary Teachers Union, the National Union of Public Workers, and the Barbados Workers' Union. Speaking ahead of this evening's meeting, the trade union said all options remain on the table, including industrial action. In other news this evening, Barbados and the rest of the Caribbean are taking steps to curb the inflow of illegal guns into the region. This was the focus of a conference this morning on CARICOM's reporting obligations under the Arms Trade Treaty. Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Attorney General, Deborah Payne, told regional participants that there are an estimated 1.6 million firearms in the Caribbean.
The United Nations Office of Drugs and Crime notes that 68% of all homicides which occur in the region are committed with firearms, as compared to 13% within the European Union. These statistics paint a grave picture of the plight of the region, especially when one considers that Caribbean states are not manufacturers of weapons. To further highlight the extent of this scourge, it is estimated that there are over 1.6 million illegal firearms in the Caribbean. As you are aware, the movement of these arms and light weapons is linked to international drug trafficking and other transnational organized crime, and will ultimately impact citizen security.
Payne added that government is now moving to amend the Firearms Act in a bid to stem the flow of illegal guns into the country.
When implemented, this legislation will not only assist with the tightening of firearm control in Barbados, but it will also provide a legal framework to aid with the production of reports. As representatives from small island developing states, we can all relate to the reporting burden which treaties demand. This concern has been raised by several member states. For example, during the second conference of state parties, which took place in August 2016 in Geneva, Switzerland.
Murder-accused Jason Ainsley Wilson of Wildy Gardens, St. Michael, has been remanded to prison after appearing in court today. Wilson was charged in connection with the murder of 18-year-old Michael Omar Edwards of Bartlett's Tenantry in Sergeant's Village. He is due back in court on July 25th, along with his co-accused Kamar Glenville Stout and Livardo Rogelio Hines. The island's culinary sector is coming in for high praise from one local government official. The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Donna Cadogan, says Barbados is now taking advantage of culinary tourism as it continues to be big business. Cadogan was addressing the official start of the first Caribbean food, hotel and restaurant exhibition, which opened at the Lloyd Erskine Sandiford Center this morning.
We have some of the best chefs in the world right here in Barbados. Culinary tourism is a very vibrant industry worldwide, and Barbados has capitalized on this niche market. It is no secret that food has become a significant aspect of the visitor experience when looking for a destination. The visitor not only desires to experience quality food, but also local, authentic culture. It is known that in Barbados, local products are used in the hotel and restaurant industries as part of their cuisine. And I think this association with the local agricultural industry has strengthened our agro-tourism linkage.
The three-day event has attracted over a dozen exhibitors from the region, the United States, Latin America, and Europe. On to sports now. India scored a 3-1 series victory over West Indies this afternoon. They won by 8 wickets in the 5th and final one-day international at Sabina Park. West Indies struggled with the bat and made 205 for 9 in their 50 overs, with Shea Hope top scoring with 51. India easily scored the 206 needed to win, with captain Virat Kohli making an unbeaten century.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Who call and get your yams and potatoes? Wait, my girl, how you want to see you for long?
I got how you keeping, but you don't sell the nation paper no more.
But that paper ain't selling. This months now it stop selling that. Look, one time I would have make a little dollar on the Sunday sun. But when Sunday night, I still trying to get the weather there.
Well, you know you can't call that the Sunday no more. You're going to call that Sunset News. Call at no time that news stale.
People complain that them ain't got nothing in it to read and the price keep going up all the time. A woman abused me so sick the other day, telling me that she does read Barbados Today online for free. I couldn't take that abusing soul, so I switched to my potatoes and yams.
Well, let me tell you, if pork selling, you got to raise pigs. How much for the yams?
Oh, 75 cents a pound.
But that's cheaper than that stale news. Give me...
How much you want?
a pound.
Only a pound? Anyhow, these eating real good. Let me wrap them up for you. Come.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
We're back now with news from the region. CARICOM leaders today reiterated their position of non-interference in the internal affairs of countries as they issued a statement on the political situation in Venezuela. Opposition forces in Caracas have been staging street protests over the past few months, demanding the removal of the government of President Nicolas Maduro. Reports from St. George's, where the CARICOM summit is being held, say the leaders discussed the situation during their second day of talks today. The statement reaffirmed CARICOM's guiding principles of the adherence to the rule of law, respect for human rights and democracy, as well as for the fundamental principles of non-intervention in the internal affairs of states. Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit said yesterday that he would support a CARICOM delegation going to Caracas to help broker a deal to end the political unrest. The host Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Mitchell, told the opening ceremony on Tuesday night that member states needed to find the resolve to commit to a unified position on the current situation in Venezuela. And finally, police and protesters clashed today in the German city of Hamburg, where the G20 summit is due to start on Friday. Police say organizers had cancelled the march following the violence, but many demonstrators remained on the streets. At least one person appeared to have been seriously hurt and was carried away covered by a foil blanket. The clashes began when police charged a group of anti-capitalist demonstrators at the march, which was attended by thousands carrying banners with slogans such as "Welcome to Hell" and "Smash the G20." That's news this evening. You can get more on our website, www.barbadostoday.pb. We also invite you to subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. You can find us on Izumi Media in bus terminals and Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Or you can also tune in to Mix 96.9 FM for more news. I am Mary Claire Williams. Have a good evening.